What's up, guys? Here with you with FC Wonderkid. Here with my guy, Pedro. How are you?
Fine, man. Let's go for some Barca talk, right?
Yes, people. And if you clicked in this video, you know we're about to go bold about the transfers. And yes, go bold for us. And do not forget to like this video so we know that you want more videos just like this, talking transfers and going bold about them. And subscribe to FC Wonderkid on YouTube. But yes, let's start. And let's start with Barca, that they are doing exactly that. Going bold with money that we don't know where it's coming from, my guy. And it's, well, it's coming from the future of the club. They're leveraging
Come on,
the
man.
future.
It's coming from Spotify.
So, a lot of subscriptions to get a player like Raphinha, okay, for 60 million, okay? And the Brazilian legacy at Barca keeps on going with Raphinha leaving Leeds. That was his intention. 4 months ago, he agreed Barca, and all he wanted was Barca. Nothing in front of him. Chelsea, Arsenal, everyone tried, but all he wanted was Barca. So, what were your thoughts on Raphinha?
Okay, so Barca's worst tragedy this season was Leeds not being relegated, okay?
Fuck.
So, yeah, they're really heartbroken, I bet, because they had to spend 40 million extra of what they would have to spend to acquire Raphinha. Okay, so I think Raphinha is a really good transfer for Barca. He brings unpredictability, creativity, decision-making, things that Barca are needing at the moment. They had Adama Traore last season, but I think Adama Traore, despite being strong and fast, he lacks a little on decision making. Okay?
Yes, I agree. And goals too. He won't score goals.
Yeah, he's not the player that will score more than 5 goals per season.
Exactly.
So yeah, he's going. Luke De Jong is going as well.
Depay?
Depay might be going. I don't see him playing a part at this season.
They told him to delete the preseason posts he had on social media. Reportedly. So
that will be an interesting topic as well. Where will Depay go?
Because for Netherlands, Depay is big time, man. For the national team in this World Cup, I wouldn't be surprised if he became one of the top scorers of the World Cup. Memphis Depay.
But yeah, Barca's trying to rush the Frankie De Jong deal so they can get money to pay Raphinha. Come on.
Installments, Raphinha.
They really want to sell him, but he doesn't seem to want to leave.
True. And Frankie, it's 85 million, right? Man United, like, big time.
Man United needed a player like him.
With Erik ten Hag, imagine if he had Frankie. It would accelerate the whole rebuild with him, okay?
And Frankie will gain that confidence back, okay?
And Bruno Fernandes, we're big time with Bruno. With Frankie De Jong, you'll be a much better player, you reckon. And definitely Eriksen. Definitely Eriksen.
Because the two Frankies we've seen at Barca and at Ajax were completely different. Okay.
Well, he was really good at Barca too.
I'm saying his role on the pitch. We've seen at Ajax a Donny that was more committed to defending as well.
Frankie.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we've seen a Frankie De Jong that was more committed to defending. At Barca, he didn't have that defending role, you know.
True.
It was more of a ball passing, ball distributing kind of number 6.
And he did play at centre back at the start at Ajax, and then all of a sudden he goes to the 6 because that's where he was more suited.
But that's the kind of player United needs, the Frankie of Ajax and not the Frankie that was playing at Barca.
Fucked! Okay? That is fucked, man. Completely agree with that. And who was the coach?
Erik ten Hag, come on. So
he knows. That's what
only good prospects here, man. Come on.
But Frankie doesn't seem to want that, and he wants to stay at Barca. So let's wait and see, because he still receives the money of Barca and the salary goes up and up, because with Bartomeu he made that contract be elite for Frankie De Jong to sign for Barca, because he had Man City bidding big time and he wanted to secure Frankie, and they up and up and up, and he doesn't want to go. I feel that's going to be very difficult for Barca. But if they want Lewandowski, they for sure need to sell Frankie De Jong. And that's why a coach like Xavi is sitting down and speaking with Frankie. But for me, it's crazy. It's crazy that it's gotten to this stage. How does two clubs, Man United and Barca, negotiate the time that they are so public and the attention of the player isn't taken into account? How ridiculous is that?
They're just treating him like an asset, like a lifeless asset.
And now he's like, no. That's like a bit like in Formula. Max Verstappen would be like, no, like, oh, this is my philosophy. No, Frankie's like, I don't want to move. And legit, I am very curious, man. In salary reduction, like because of Bartomeu's bad decision with his contract with Frankie, they have to say, look, we can only offer you a salary reduction. Like what? Like the stage that it's gotten to, like, oh my day. And I think it's 17 million that they're going to owe him.
And if he doesn't accept that, he will be in deep trouble inside Barca. So it's kind of a tough decision to make, because either he will leave or he will have to reduce his salary to continue playing at Barca. So
I agree. But what I got to say too on the transfer side with Barca is showing intention to not just go to the Champions League. They want to win it. If they're talking about players like Lewandowski, they're securing Raphinha, they're getting a Dembele renewal. Like, if Fati is world-class levels, potential levels that he's shown, like, if all these pieces perform big time, attacking-wise, they are locked. So I am very curious to see what's going to happen on the Lewandowski front, because Bayern seem very concrete with what they're saying. 60 million up front or nothing.
And what do you reckon that Barca will do about the right-back position?
Aspi. I think they're gonna.
You think they're still gonna go for Aspi?
I think Azpilicueta will be where they go for. I'm not saying that's what I would do, but I think Azpilicueta. Christensen too.
He's really kind of defending right back, no?
I'd say that, but it's the leader, it's the experience that he has, and at Chelsea too, he is underrated. I'd say Azpilicueta is underrated, and his legacy at Chelsea will be seen as an underrated one, in my opinion. But, and the way that Dani Alves left too, I didn't like that. The way he was saying that they don't know how to treat their legends.
Yeah.
And
not even legends, like players that were important to them.
Man, I was a bit shook with that, because I wasn't expecting Xavi that to be like how he treated. But I'm still a bit with that, iffy.
Maybe it was not a Xavi decision.
Yeah, but Xavi I don't think he'd treat a player like Dani Alves disrespectfully. And that's why I'm a bit, something might have happened behind the scenes between Dani Alves and Barca that we do not know. But what we do know is Xavi has a pull, okay, with players, and players want to play in Xavi ball. That's why Dembele stays until 2024, and that's why Raphinha, all he wanted was Barca, and Lewandowski, all he wants is Barca.
I told you Dembele was going to stay. So,
Dembele, do we think that Dembele will reach that potential now? I think he
if he's injury free, I think so. Man, come on. You see, Dembele is one of a kind player. You look at him, he plays as well with his right foot as he does with his left foot. And for a winger, that is worth more than gold.
Look, Dembele last season with Aubameyang, really good amounts of assists. Let's imagine now the assists with Lewandowski.
What about Aubameyang if Lewandowski leaves?
Aubameyang for me is a player that's gonna be there, but
a sub.
Yeah, sub. I think for Xavi, it'd be a backup for Lewandowski.
Yeah.
That'd be just perfect.
Maybe to rest Lewandowski in some La Liga games.
Look, I'll say this. This is my perfect. If everyone's fully free, injury free, and if Lewandowski goes to Barca, I feel they'll lined up like this at full potential. Fati at the left, Lewandowski in front, and at the right, Raphinha or Dembele. I don't know if Dembele will be that guy.
So you wouldn't start Dembele and Raphinha?
I still think if Fati gets to the level that Fati does, injury free, I go Fati. I still go Fati.
No, midfield.
No, I wouldn't go midfield still. I'd say just the subs. Aubameyang, Ferran Torres, and another one, Raphinha or Dembele. So they can switch these three attacks and three best options. In the midfield, Pedri, Gavi. Come on. And then Kessié or Busquets. Busquets will stay another season. Pablo Torre, though, want to shout him out too. I do think he'll be involved.
What do you think about Nico Gonzalez? Would you reckon there's still a part for him to play at Barca?
I think he's got the potential, and there's a part to be played for him. But I do not know if an offer can come for him, because Wolves were interested, and I feel like because of the financial situation of Barca, 20 to 30 million for Nico, I think they would consider selling him. Yeah, but Kessié, for me, he will be the guy. Kessié, Gavi, Pedri. Okay, I really believe in this core, and Ronald Araújo. I just hope they get Conde and they don't rely on Christensen solely, because Christensen.
No, Piqué is still gonna play. I reckon.
Piqué.
He's confident he's still gonna play. He said, "Come on, you can bring the best center back in the world. I'm still gonna bench him."
Hey, Piqué.
You can bring Van Dijk. I'm gonna bench Van Dijk.
Man,
That's what he said. I mean, I'm just stating what he said.
I really hope Barca gets Conde and it be Ronald Araújo with Conde still, man. Piqué. Like, they owe him like 80 million. They owe him 80 million. So if he says for 80 million, you start me, I think Barca will let that. Nah, but all seriousness, man. Xavi wants a Champions League squad, though.
But yeah, to be honest, I think Piqué is a little bit overrated, and even more at this moment that he's getting old. He's getting more and more overrated. Come on.
But three players, I definitely reckon they're gonna leave Barca. I just said the same thing. It's Umtiti, Braithwaite, and Net. Okay, I already see these three players being in the mud in terms of the transfer rumors, and I do not.
Look, De Jong's leaving as well. Most likely Adama Traore too.
Well, loan, yeah. So it's.
Yeah, if they can get a good deal out of it, I think they will sell because they need the cash.
And Depay.
If there comes an offer of 10 to 15 million for Adama Traore, I think Barca's going to sell him.
No, it's a loan. It's a loan from Wolves. It was a loan.
He's on a loan only.
Aubameyang was the free transfer. Yes.
You're sure they don't have an obligation to buy Adama Traore?
I'm sure Adama. No. Yeah. Sure, that's not the case.
I didn't know that.
So Aubameyang free. He came for free.
Yeah, I know.
And the crazy thing about Adama in January was he had an exact same loan to Tottenham for 150k or 200k, and he accepted 15k at Barca. So I do think he played his part, and the future of Barca has been delivered. And let's wait and see.
And he chose Barca for the legacy. Come on, he can tell his grandchildren, "Listen, I played for Barca."
and I grew up at Barca. Yeah, so La Masia. So he had to do something with that. And now, going out to the different side in transfers, not staying with Barca, but going to England now. And I gotta say, Chelsea is going bold with sporting director Todd Boehly, and they secured Raheem Sterling, 27-year-old, that former Liverpool player, former Man City player, and now at Chelsea. That he's from London. I do reckon he will want a legacy there, and he is reportedly receiving 300,000 a week until 2027, okay? So this is world-class status at Chelsea.
When we were mentioning Rashford's experience, Sterling is another player that seems to be around forever. He's starting to play also at 17, 18 at Liverpool. He showed his potential. He moved like at 20 years old to Man City.
Very recent, yeah.
And it's crazy. 7 years have gone by since he moved. And what a career he has had at Man City, okay? Winning several titles, okay, Champions League missing.
Do you think at Chelsea you'll be better than at Man City?
I think that it was not the best decision to let him go from Man City. I think he still could play an important role. At the time, he was.
I think it's just.
He was one of the most protected players from Pep Guardiola.
True.
At the time.
True.
But
now they got Haaland. Now maybe it's the contract.
But
that
I think he's
offering.
one of the hottest guns in the market. Like. You get Sterling for 50 million? Man, come on. Maybe 2 years ago you could only get him for 120 or 100.
But that was because of the contract, I'd say. The years of the contract, Man City said, like, Gabriel Jesus.
But you think they wouldn't be able to convince him to stay for further?
I
if
agree.
If they paid him the 300k a week,
yes,
wouldn't he stay?
I do think they stay, but maybe with that they wouldn't have enough salary. I'm not saying that City doesn't have enough, but it wouldn't be justifiable for their finances in the Premier League.
Maybe they would have to bench him, and having like a benched player with the star player's salary.
So
kind of hard,
there's a decision there, and let's be honest. If there was a decision like, Bernard Silva stays another season or Sterling, who'd you go for? I'm not saying that was the decision, but if that's the case, I would much rather do everything that I can for Bernard Silva to stay, rather than Sterling and Gabriel Jesus. And I do think that finding options of Haaland and Julian Alvarez, that was what convinced the most. But for Chelsea, what do we believe here? Chelsea will definitely have a starter. Okay, he will start with Thomas Tuchel. I believe he fits the bill. But do you reckon he can get more goals than when he got at City? Like 15 Premier League goals? Can he become the top scorer?
It depends on the reference Chelsea's bringing in as a striker. I think so. Because
will they bring in a striker?
If Sterling is set to be the reference at the top, at the front three, I think so, yeah.
If they have Havertz, Sterling, and if whoever comes to.
I can see Sterling banging in the goals because at the beginning of his career, Sterling had a problem, which was the final third decision.
True.
He wasn't able to bang in goals. His shot was not that good.
Very speedy player at Liverpool, but
he didn't have that finishing. Now at Man City with Guardiola, he seemed to have gained that finishing. He's a good player at finishing. Okay, more than good. He's very, very good at finishing now. And so I can see him banging in more than 15 goals this season at the Premier League.
Okay, and with Havertz too. Like, I just hope Havertz connects well with him.
But the thing is, can you see Havertz banging in more than 10 goals in the Prem?
I can. I can see that.
Really? And you think he's gonna play the striker part?
False nine. But if it's with Sterling, I think with Werner too. Like, for me, that's a doubt too.
I really think. I know that's like. So it's like kind of assuming a mistake, but I think Chelsea should go back for Tammy Abraham.
80 million. 18 million.
I know that
that's
it's
the buyback clause.
I know that it's assuming a mistake, but with the season he's had at Roma, man, it's unbelievable.
And let's be honest, there's not a lot of strikers available in the market.
He proved Chelsea did wrong by selling me and going for Lukaku. I would have been better than Lukaku.
And Tomori.
That's what he's thinking now.
And Tomori too at AC Milan. He's set to get another renewal. They were wrong maybe too with that. But I'm mentioning centre backs here. And yeah, we had Rudiger leaving for free, going to Real Madrid. And now there's a replacement. A replacement set to be confirmed. And that is Koulibaly, that will become the most expensive player above the age of 30 to move to the Premier League. Koulibaly for 40 million. I think he deserves that status because I was surprised. That is at the same level as Rudiger, in my opinion. Koulibaly. Because a couple of seasons ago, people were saying, Virgil van Dijk or Koulibaly? Who's better? And now in the Premier League, you cannot sleep on him if he's in the world's biggest stage, the league's biggest stage. So
yeah, he deserved this move for a long time now. Koulibaly has been on the transfer talks for years now, since he was like 25 to move. He stayed at Napoli for a long, long time. Huge respect to him. Okay, huge legend.
Legacy.
He built a legacy at Napoli. Okay, he's respected there. He left as a key player for Napoli's history. Okay,
definitely. Koulibaly.
And now I think it's time for him to step up and prove himself in a bigger stage. So I'm surprised this is only happening now with 31 years old for Koulibaly. Okay, I would say 27, maybe it's too late for him. But now at 31, making a 40 million move, that's crazy. And I think he will be key for Chelsea. I think he will play alongside Thiago Silva this season.
Will he be? They'll play with three. It's going to be like Thiago Silva?
Thiago Silva. You think Chalobah's going to play?
I think Levi Colville. Remember the name. I'm saying it right now. Levi Colville, Thiago Silva, and Koulibaly. I love this kid. And I'll say this too. Tuchel will make Koulibaly one of the best. Definitely, he's already, but definitely one of the best center backs in the world in that debate.
Yeah, he made Rudiger one of the best, so he can make Koulibaly one of the best as well.
But the question is, can Koulibaly be better than Rudiger at Chelsea and be better than a Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool?
That's the question, and that's what we're going to see this season.
Man, that is bold, and Tuchel, let's wait and see. And Ruben Dias, though. Just going to shout out Ruben Dias at Man City, man.
Absolute rock at the back. Really tough defender. And I was not expecting for him to perform this well at Man City, I have to be honest. He's easily one of the top 3 center backs in the world right now.
So the best center backs in the world are all in the Premier League, as it seems. But now
Rudiger moved, so if you consider Rudiger as a top 3 center back, you can say that.
Ronald Araújo has the potential definitely next season to be in that discussion. But
in your opinion,
but there's another player too in the transfers that can be in that discussion, and let's mention here De Ligt. And the big discussion was, stay at Juve, Chelsea, or City, okay, with the departure of Nathan Ake, But the news is now
Bayern
Munich, okay, to get De Ligt. And it was reportedly said that Oliver Kahn himself went there and showed the project to De Ligt, and he said, "Oh my days, I am going to become a legend at Bayern
What
Munich."
would you say that if De Ligt moved to Bayern, what would you think that would be the center back duo? Would you think it would be
Lucas
De Ligt and
Hernandez.
no Upamecano?
No Upamecano. Upamecano committed so many mistakes last season that I believe they reconsidered their whole future at the back, and they said, we got to get De Ligt. I was surprised they didn't get Gvardiol. That for me, that center back is slept at Leipzig, and I think a club can get him for 30-40 million.
Maybe Dortmund.
But they got Schlotterbeck from Borussia Mönchengladbach. But De Ligt will make the best decision, I reckon, and I feel like he's gonna push the Bayern move, which no hate on that, because De Ligt can become an absolute legend and can win multiple Champions Leagues at Bayern Munich faster than any club in the world right now.
And I can imagine him performing as a beast, okay? Like 3 years ago...
Captain. He can become captain.
3 years ago, people would expect De Ligt to be delivering at a level that at the moment he's not.
The best center back in the world. People.
Yeah, for sure. 3 years ago, people would say, okay, there's no doubt De Ligt will be the best one.
Better than Van
now,
Dijk, better than whoever.
He seems to have stagnated a little at Juve. Of course, the season they had didn't help.
He improved. He was not really bad, but he was a bit iffy at the start. And late stages, I was starting to put thumbs up, man.
And that's why Bayern is willing to pay for him as well. And he's a beast already. He's a player that's strong physically. Just imagine if he moved to Bayern, what the athlete he would become. Okay? I have no doubt that he would become faster, stronger, more efficient in vision, occupying the spaces
and
at the back.
Bundesliga is not like the Serie A in terms of defending.
It's faster. Transitions, man.
Exactly. And I do think he will love the style of play of the Bundesliga even better than Serie A. But that's the thing too about De Ligt. I don't think he'll look behind at his time at Juve and say it was wasted. I really think he learned a lot.
He has grown
with Chiellini and Bonucci there. And let's be honest, learning by these two guys, he has the potential now to be the greatest center back in the world. For me, the greatest, you got Maldini, Cannavaro, Ramos, but De Ligt, if he goes to Bayern Munich and wins multiple Champions League and he's the captain of that team, that's the legacy. That's true. So,
I think he's a better center back now than when he came. I think that maybe his quality is being a little bit underrated due to how Juventus performed in the seasons he was there. But I think that if Juve had gone far in the Champions League, I think we would be talking a little bit differently about
Very
De
true.
Ligt.
And Ronaldo wanted De Ligt too. At the time,
he was the one that pushed De Ligt to come to Juve.
So and it made a ton of sense at the time. And Raiola too. Just gonna mention this. Raiola was the agent of De Ligt, so he pushed that move even more. So we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and maybe that can be the reason why Bayern Munich all of a sudden, and that is the best decision for him. And Upamecano, I don't know what's gonna happen on him. But on the transfers, if you want us to talk about a transfer that we haven't mentioned, put down below the transfer and why we should talk about it. And do not forget to like this video so we know you want more parts and more transfer talk with Pedro here, going bold. And do not forget to subscribe to FC Wonderkid on YouTube. And yes, people, thank you for going bold and listening to us talking about transfers, people.
See you next time, guys.